Sometimes people ask ethically relevant questions on Reddit, and today I discovered the following question. What is something you believe is not okay, but you can find most people doing it? I want to check out what people's responses are because I think they'll be interesting and funny. So let's go. This person says, wasting food. I can't get myself to throw away anything edible. Yep, totally makes sense. I don't like throwing away food, and I don't like it when other people do. And you may think that morally speaking, that the right thing to do is to give that food away, right? Maybe give it to a homeless person or something like that, because there are people who are hungry out there, right? And if we could do something to reduce suffering, then we ought to do that. Texting and driving. It needs to have the same penalty as a DUI. Start throwing people in jail for 30 days, then put them on house arrest, and maybe they'll finally get the memo. Yeah, that's a really good one. It is definitely dangerous to text and drive, and I see a lot of people doing it. Definitely not responsible, and you put others in danger. Speaking loudly in public. Now, depending on the context, I think that if you speak loudly in public, you'd be disturbing other people, you know? But I can imagine in other scenarios that it's kind of expected, like if you're in a pub or something, right? But perhaps this person is thinking of like maybe you're at the park and it's not usually a place where people speak loudly. So yeah, I think it would depend on the scenario. Not most people, but several people online post negative, hateful, and harmful comments. Online harassment is not a joke and it should be taken seriously. Some people on the internet don't think before they type. Yep, I completely agree. A lot of people are mean on the internet, and I think it's pretty obvious why that behavior is not okay. Trying to fit people into categories. Everyone should be judged on who they are as a whole, not by one single aspect they may have no control over. Yeah, that's a good point. I think people do have a tendency to put others into categories, and I think it's because it's a way for us to understand the world, right? Putting people or putting things into categories is a way for us to understand those things or those people. It helps us understand their behavior, I think, and it helps us figure out how we should respond to those people and to those things. But yes, I definitely agree with the message. You shouldn't judge a person based on a single aspect of them that they don't have control over, right? You judge a person based on the entirety of their character. Not washing their hands. Oh my goodness, this is such a good one. A lot of times, like I'll use a public restroom and the other guys in the restroom don't wash their hands before leaving. And sometimes I'm sitting there on the toilet and I think to myself, I really hope that guy washes his hands. Speeding. Oh, this is another good one, right? I was actually curious to know how much time you save by speeding. And I found one study, I think it was conducted in Australia in an urban environment. And I think the study showed that on average, you save about maybe 26 seconds a day if you speed, right? And that's incorporating both ways. So if you're just going to work, it saves you on average 13 seconds. Is 13 seconds really going to do anything? Probably not, you know? So it doesn't seem like it's worth the risk of endangering others and yourself. Portrait mode video. Oh my God, so good. The way that I'm understanding this is video that's recorded that is more vertical than it is horizontal. That's the way that I'm understanding it. And if that's what this person means, then yes, I completely agree. And I'm not entirely sure why. Maybe because our normal vision is more horizontal than it is vertical, maybe? I'm not entirely sure. Or maybe we've evolved to see more horizontal than vertical because the things that would endanger our lives are on the ground, you know, and not up like in the sky or something. I don't know. Shouting at retail staff. Even if there's an issue, the staff aren't going to bend over backwards to help if you're screaming at them. Yes. As a person who has worked in customer service, I completely agree. Oftentimes, shouting is counterproductive because it makes the other person not like you. And people who don't like you are less likely to help you. You know, if you come off as combative and abusive, I think that can often backfire. I think a more effective way to get what you want is to be polite and to treat people with respect, right? So if you have a complaint, you just let them know that you have a complaint or you want to file a complaint, you want to talk to somebody, and you know they'll tell you who they are. So then you give them a call or email them about the situation, and that is how you pursue a complaint. I don't think shouting at retail staff is the way to go. Playing TikToks out loud in public places. I think that's a good one too. And you can actually expand this to include other things besides TikToks, right? Like we can include in there people who play music out loud in public places. Like sometimes people will have their phones on speaker in the elevator, so everybody in the elevator can listen to whatever song they're listening to. And I would consider that to be inconsiderate, because other people shouldn't have to listen to what you're listening to, right? Just use earphones or something like that. They're not that expensive. Eating factory farmed meat. And I am frequently guilty of this myself. Yeah, this is a good one as well. Factory farms are known for mistreating animals, and you would think that it's not okay to support an industry that mistreats animals. All right, well, that was me reacting to some of the responses to this ethical question that was posted on Reddit. I hope you found it enjoyable, and I'll see you all next time.